Here are my college predictions for today. Today's slate's not that great. There's only one great game today, I'm not gonna lie. Check out the Frog and Coach shirt. Pretty sweet. Beside that, let's get into these games. First game, no one really cares about this one. I would probably take the team with the better record in this one. The other team pretty bad. I don't really know much about them. I don't really care. This might be an exciting game though. George Mason versus George Washington. George is the battle of the Georges. George Washington's favored in this one right now. Obviously, you can tell George Mason has a better record, but I think George Mason has some injuries coming off their bench and one of their starters. I'm gonna take Mason's. Uh, I'm gonna take George Mason's spread in this one. I'm gonna take them at the 2.5 mark. Uh, Maybe they can keep this one competitive. Maybe they can come out and win this one outright. We'll see. As I said, these games aren't really that crazy. We have some Ivy League game right here. Cornell versus Princeton. Cornell already dominated them in the previous matchup, and I'll move my head. That's the records. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, Cornell already beat them up earlier in the season, and plus this is a very important game for both teams technically because there's only four Ivy League teams that get into their conference tournament for the Ivy League, so it's pretty much the best four teams in the conference. So they're both 4-4 in conference play right now. So give me Cornell to win and probably win by the spread too. They dominated them in the first one. I think they beat them by like 15 or maybe 10, like in that area. As I said, I don't really know much about any of these teams. I looked up a little bit about them. And then we have St. Peter's versus Sacred Heart. I'm gonna take St. Peter's in this one. St. Peter's guard was questionable for this game. I think he's playing in this one. St. Peter's is the second best team in the conference right now, and Sacred Heart is midway through the pack. They haven't really looked that impressive to me this year. They're good at shooting, but St. Peter's does have a great defense. So give me St. Peter's by the spread or the money line. And we'll be talking about the other games today. So make sure to check that out. Some of you guys down in the comments, do you have any of these games today? There's no NBA on. There is a little bit of NBA All-Star action going on, but not too crazy.